I think is less than 24 hours away, isn't it, Kevin?
It is less than 24 hours, just less than 24 hours. This kicks off at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. We have a great lineup. I mean, it is jam-packed. Small Fleet Owner-Operator Summit is a topic that everyone seems to, well, everyone enjoys because it's all about the driver.
Absolutely. And the timing couldn't be better. Right now, they need some good advice and some good discussion on what's going on with those small fleets. A tough market right now for them, right?
It is a very tough market, and that's something that we discuss throughout the day tomorrow. Number one, John Kingston has a great fireside chat with Gary Beavers about what goes into the diesel price, right? From the barrel of crude oil, which is about 50% of the price of diesel, to the value chain or supply chain that takes you all the way to the racks and delivery to the retail truck stops. We have that. We have a lot of changing market condition type of fireside chats because there's a lot of change, a lot of volatility in the market right now. It's not your 2021. 2022 is a new year, and it's going to be a struggle.
And the interesting thing with this event is, as you mentioned, it's very aptly timed, right? We know that we're kind of in this market turn where the small fleets are the ones that are affected first. So if you had to get folks maybe encouraged to watch, if they're maybe a small fleet owner or they're running in a small fleet, what would be kind of your source of encouragement to get them to be like, yes, you need this little piece of information out of the summit?
You know, I think it is the market turn. It is. I do a fireside chat with Paul Estrada. We talk about working with enterprise shippers, some of the pros of that, excuse me, and some of the cons as well, because there's a lot of challenges, a lot of red tape and administrative tasks that you need to do if you work with a top Fortune 500 company and small fleets and owner operators. We have some tips in there as well. But, you know, Ryder has a coupe that they discussed that about, you know, trailer leasing and truck leasing and being able to kind of do creative things with that to get through this. I mentioned the diesel part of it as well. There's a lot of really good information on tools and tips and tricks to navigate a down market like we're seeing in the back half of 2022. And then Back the Truck Up has a couple great guests on there. One of them is Chase with Edison Motors, and talking about a 1963 needle nose a truck and electrifying that and building a proof of concept, which is an outstanding fireside chat in of itself.
Yeah, lots of interesting concept. What can I win? Is there a door prize this time? What's the door prize, Kevin?
You know, there is a door prize, I believe. I don't know exactly what it is, but registration is free.
It's that good?
It is that good.
All right, okay. I know I'm not allowed to win, but I register under a fake name.
Your door prize is winning the experience of being a small fleet owner and the wealth of knowledge that you're going to gain.
There is going to be a wealth of knowledge. There's no doubt about that.
The keynote for this. Yeah, go ahead, Kevin.
The keynote, right? And I glossed over the keynote. It is Truckers Against Trafficking, and Grace Sharkey and the Director of Outreach for Truckers Against Trafficking. It's a great keynote. I watched it earlier today, and it's very powerful. It's a great message. It's a great cause, and it's an interesting way to kick off the day. But I think that the facts are there, and the help and outreach and getting set up to do education and training to spot trafficking is well worth it.
I'm glad that you brought up the keynote, because I wanted to talk about that a little bit as well, because I think that it's something that when we talk about these smaller fleets, that they really have a lot of power when it comes to preventing trafficking and some of the negative things that can go on and some of the negative connotation that goes on with the trucking industry as well, right? Like, you as a small fleet, or even just as an individual driver, you've got the power to see something, to say something, to be that change, and then to really push it upwards in the chain as well.
You do. I mean, you're on the front line. That's what they talk about, in truck parking spots, truck stops, delivery locations, up and down the road. You're really in the front line, and with 3.5 million truck drivers out there, there's good eyes and ears to spot these type of situations where you see women or men trafficked and people managing those pimps, as they call them, right? Managing that and being able to call hotlines or 911, and when to call a hotline, when to call 911, what to do, how to report this is sometimes more complicated than it seems, and that's the training that Truckers Against Trafficking provide.
Yeah, absolutely. Excellent points. It's going to be a great keynote, a great event. We're going to have some tech talk tomorrow as well, right? With for the owner operators and the smaller fleets. I know that they're kind of a little worried about the tech that is coming. Can it displace jobs? That type of stuff. So there'll be some healthy discussion around that as well, right?
There will be, and all the tech that we have is to be able to work more efficiently. So it's not really about eliminating people or automating everything. It's about making people's jobs right now easier and being able to connect with a marketplace, whether that's through digital freight matching or to shippers. Paul Estrada and I talked about that, about the requirements and kind of the investments in technology that you think you need to think about at different stages in growth. If you're a growing fleet, about being able to hook into and work directly with major shippers as well, because that's a very complicated task for fleets, and it takes a lot of technology and creative powers to be able to position yourself to work for a Fortune 500 company directly and be profitable at it.
So for registration purposes, where can people go to get registered? How easy is it to get registered? And then, it enters them into this nice little portal that we've got for events, our event experience, as Anthony likes to call it.
You're exactly right. So live.freightwaves.com, you can go there. Again, live.freightwaves.com. Registration is completely free. We kick off the day at 9 a.m. As I said, with the keynote, Truckers Against Trafficking. You and Sydney, Kaylee and Sydney, will be hosting throughout the day. We have just a huge range of fireside chats and topics, what the truck is on. I think they have 4 or 5 guests around the noon hours, and that will be live as well. So it's very informative but entertaining, and that's the key word. It's infotainment, coming to you tomorrow, 9 a.m. sharp.
It's free. Get in there, get the knowledge, get the 411, right?
Exactly right. You like free, Michael Vincent.
That's you know that, right? I've been out to dinner with you before.
All right, Kevin, thanks for joining us this morning to talk about this. We'll have you back for Research Corner a little bit later in the show today. Right now, we're going to head over to Isaiah Buchanan. He's got what's hot on social media right now with the Social Roundabout.